The future of the species is finally unearthed.
Now, this is a movie that I was waiting for a long ass time. I feel like right off the bat, I feel that it delivered for me as a fan of Blade Runner. It's a type of movie that if you're not into Blade Runner, if you haven't seen the original, you may be lost or you might not dig it. Now, fans of Blade Runner, this shit we've been waiting for. This is a worthy sequel. This took the shit in the direction that it should have gone. I had no issue with it. And if I had to just keep it non-spoilery, I would say the movie was phenomenal. The visuals was crazy. Music was crazy. Storyline was crazy. They act the fuck out of this shit. And it was a great fucking movie.
I didn't even see the first one. Never got a chance to see it. Didn't take out the time to see it.
Of course you didn't.
But watching this shit, for me to not know what's going on but still enjoy the movie, that says a lot.
The shit was like... It was just like now there's so many things that was just great about this fucking movie, yo. Round of applause to everybody that had a hand in this shit because this shit was just and I've been aching to talk about this shit because we saw it yesterday, we didn't get to do the review, and like niggas that I know ain't seen it except for my homie Urban, and I can't talk about it with nobody else because niggas still waiting to see the shit. I'm like, damn, man, I'm sitting here snapping, foaming at the mouth. I can't talk about the shit. But yeah, I know.
No, that's rude.
I know.
You don't bring that. No, she won't get off my case.
Well, look,
I couldn't see the first one. I didn't have time.
You had time, yo. You had the time. You ain't make the time, yo.
But they
you ain't make the time. That's
so
exactly what she's cussing you the fuck out.
That gives her the right to disrespect.
Exactly. Exactly.
And why'd you bring her again? Like
because she's a fan of Blade Runner.
We barely got in because of her. The guy asked why do you have so much white hair on your face. I'm like, yo, nigga, how do you cover this shit up? Like,
don't worry about that shit, yo. Like my cat got a VIP seat in the fucking theater. Don't worry about that shit. Now, that's the end of the non-spoilery. Movie was flames. Okay, now to get into some spoilers, yo. Now, one of the main questions that everybody had after Blade Runner was whether the fuck Deckard was a replicant. That's what I wanted to know. That's what everyone wanted to know. Because they ain't say the shit. Now, there's like five different cuts. Ridley Scott threw some extra shit with some dreams. And the other one, I don't buy that shit. Now, because he wanted to like steer people to think he was a replicant. I'm like, nah, I don't want him to be a replicant. Like, I didn't want that shit. But either way, we didn't have a definitive answer on whether he or not he was a fucking replicant.
Right away.
Now, in this movie, they do something different because Ryan Gosling's character, right off the bat, they said, oh, he's a replicant. Boom. Beginning of the fucking movie, he's a replicant. They question answered. Because I was wondering, I'm looking at the trailer, looking at his face, like, is he a replicant? Does he find out at the end? No. He already know. In the beginning, like, yeah, he's a replicant. This nigga right here, he's a fucking replicant. All right, he's gonna do that shit.
How did he get that title? What was his name? Like, what were they writing on his door? Skinner?
Like what they call them, like skin jobs, like
okay.
fake people. Like they was fucking roasting replicants and shit. And what's crazy about this movie is in the first movie, like the replicants, they're the bad guy, they're the evil. Like, you know what I mean? World domination, they killing motherfuckers. I know. Like they snapping, although they got the OG speech at the end with some crazy fucking shit to make you think about it differently. Nigga, pretty much, he's dying. He pretty much said like, yeah, shit is fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not all you think it is. Like, there's levels to this shit. There's levels to this shit, my nigga. Peace, and then he died. Like, he had this real OG speech when he go out. But anyway,
were you okay with that?
Yeah. Well, I mean I'm talking about the first movie, not this one. So at the end of that, that's what happened. So the replicants were like the storyline was like they're evil. In this one, it fleshed them out a little bit more. You get to find out a lot more about the replicants and their world and the struggles that they go through and shit like that. It's wild, yo. It really brings them to the forefront and lets you find out more about what they are, what they do, how they think, how they act.
Really are.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't paint them the bad guy. They're not the villain. They're not the villain. There's levels to this shit, and in this movie, you get to find out the levels to this shit. Right off the bat, you find out he's a replicant. he go after Batista.
Oh my gosh.
He just chilling. He trying to live his life and shit like that. Strong as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Farming, doing this thing. Like, as soon as you see the space, you're like, oh, here we go with this fucking bullshit. Well, if I check out, I check out. Fuck it. Nigga start, you know what I mean? Stretching and shit, because he know he about to fight and shit. Like, Gosling going to the crib smooth. Just, check the shit out. Just be chilling on the fucking seat. Like, I mean, fucking just comfortable and shit. They came in, they exchanged dialogue and shit. And, pretty much go toe to toe. Nigga, like, I gotta take you in. Like, I'd rather not fight. You know what I mean? Just, just surrender. But surrender ain't just going, like, you gotta take his fucking eyes out and shit. So he's like, just surrender. Batista ain't about that shit.
He wasn't having that shit.
Yeah, it's like he wasn't about that shit. He's like, nah. Who calling during my Blade Runner speech? Anyway, he wasn't having that shit. So big ass battle, and the crazy thing is, like, Batista was strong as fuck. Like, he's a replicant, but he's strong as fuck. Like, he was banging this nigga's head in the wall. Boom, boom.
And they showed him back in the wall, just opening up and shit.
He
like,
just,
what the fuck?
Pushed him through the wall. They was scrapping and shit. So Gosling finally got the upper hand on him, and then nigga was like,
started punching the fuck out of his face.
Yeah. He's like, how is the turn of your own kind? That's when you find out he's definitely a replicant, because when they fight, he stab him, and he don't even react to the shit. And so you thinking, like, is he a replicant? You don't know. But then right off the bat, like, you fighting your own kind, you hunting your own kind. So you find out right in the beginning that he's a fucking replicant. Shit is fucking crazy. Question is answered. Like, oh shit is wild. So that start a whole bunch of shit. Like, cause after, you know what I mean, he kill him, he take his eyes on some straight mafia shit. Scan him in the fucking crib, and then he in
the fucking bag.
Yeah, like just in a little bag and shit, like these marbles and shit. So like he go in the crib, go in the car. He talking to Buttercup, that's his superior and shit. You know, Buttercup, Princess Bride, Robin Wright, the OG still look bad as shit. So he talking to her and pretty much say, a job well done. I did it. You know what I'm saying? I got this nigga's eyes. Then he see the tree and see a bunch of other stuff, and start finding more and more things, and then that end up finding a case that was buried with bones in it. Come to find out that the bones belong to Rachel from the first movie, who Deckard was, ran off with, because she was the replicant, because he was a human that fell in love with a replicant. So then that the storyline was just so fucking crazy, because it wasn't no simple thing like point A to point B. No, it's point A to point A and a half, and A and 3/4, and here and here and here. Like, there were so many pieces to it, and then the whole time, like, he's having these memories and shit, and then come to find out that the memories is real, and then you find out that a replicant gave birth, like a replicant got pregnant, so
Buttercup was just like, yo,
Buttercup was like, yo, shut this shit down, kill everybody in this motherfucker. This is gonna change the world. Can't nobody know this shit, because we gotta stay in control. Fucking kill all these motherfuckers. Kill the kid. Kill everything. Ryan Gosling like,
I've never killed somebody.
What the fuck? Yeah, like,
I never killed somebody.
I never retired somebody that was born. And she's like, is it a fucking problem? He's like, I didn't know it was a choice. And so it pretty much said, yes, ma'am. She's like, all right, that's what I thought. Get to it. So that's already one thing right there. Now he got this badass hologram chick who was fucking gorgeous.
Nigga, if I had one of those,
technology going that way, like, yo, I'm there, yo. I'm fucking there. I'll program the fuck out of that shit. Like, she was bad. She just changing outfits. Her accent and, like, she was beautiful. She, like, yo.
And she cooked for him.
Technology was fucking wild, man. Technology is wild. Anyway, he had the chick. I mean, she kept him level-headed. So when he had to rant and stuff, like, he could just talk to her. And throughout the movie, like, you find out that the memories were actually real, because he has memory of this wooden horse, and he was running from these little
kids chasing him,
bastard kids, and he threw it in the furnace and shit like that. And then you find out the shit is real. So then you find out that the nigga wasn't made, he was born. So the way they steer it, it's like, is this nigga Deckard's son? Like, is this the son that he hid, the child that he hid? So you're on one train of thought, and all this other stuff happened, and it's just fucking escalating, and Jared Leto's character get introduced, and he's fucking batshit crazy because he took over for Tyrell Corporation, and he got the straight up God complex. He the man. Like he making replicants.
He threw me the fuck off when he when the replicant was born, he started rubbing her head and shit, and then he stabbed her in the gut. What was that for? What was that? He just wanted to get rid of.
I mean, I think he was just, pretty much saying how, like, they were advanced now than the whole giving birth thing and blah blah blah, because he knew the shit. That's why they were trying to find the kid and everything, because they were trying to do whatever. But he was straight thrown the fuck off. He was thrown the fuck off. But what's crazy is, like, and they said in the beginning of the movie that, the first replicants, the next 8, they were, got a certain lifespan, but then they started making them where they could live, whatever. They didn't have a lifespan of just 4 years. They could live beyond that. That's why, Batista was still alive and everything like that. So he over there making the replicant 2.0s. Like, they way more advanced than the other ones. He can pretty much do anything now. He fucking batshit crazy. You could see it. Like, the nigga was thrown off. And the crazy thing is, like, the dude that ran the corporation, the first one, he was kind of off too. So I guess he just inherited the legacy, and he's just batshit crazy too.
Inherited the crazy.
Yeah, but I think he took it to a whole new level. Like, he was just crazy 2.0. Like, he was just out there. But he's making the replicants, and he knew what he was doing. Like, he's the man, so you can't say nothing about it, because that's what it was. So it was just like, I don't want to give all the details away, because it's something you got to experience yourself, because some people like to watch our reviews before they see the movie, so I'm not going to say everything that happens in the film, because y'all got to watch this shit. All I'm going to say, like, this was a crazy ass fucking movie, yo. It was a crazy ass movie, and it felt like a legit sequel. Like, it didn't feel like something else. It felt like a legit sequel. Like, it felt like part 2.
Up and shit
yeah, just like Terminator 1 and then Terminator 2. Terminator 2 felt like a sequel. This shit felt like a legit sequel, a continuation of the story, of the world, and everything. Like, the visuals was so close to the original. The music was so close to the original. The feel, the vibe, the look of the city. Yo, the big holograms and shit. Like, everything was just so close, and it felt like it felt like a legit sequel. Now, some niggas might complain about the runtime. I ain't fucking noticed shit. She was almost 3 hours. I ain't fucking noticed. Like, I wanted them to put as much story in there as they could, and they put a whole lot of fucking story in there. And it wasn't just some simple, I gotta do this and kill these niggas. It wasn't that. It was niggas trying to figure out shit, piece together shit, finding out more shit, taking that, applying it to what you already know, doing it the next step. And then when you fucking find Deckard and he get introduced, that's the whole scene is crazy. The whole fucking scene is crazy. And then when he come out on some OG shit, he's smooth as shit, like with the gun and everything, the OG gun, got the dog, and man, the fucking movie was flames. The movie was flames. And then the question gets brought up of whether he's a replicant or not. Like, Jared Leto be talking to him, like, and they don't give a direct answer. He pretty much said he was hitting. Is like, yeah, when you met Rachel, is that of your own volition when you fell in love with her, or were you programmed to do that shit? Like, you know what I'm saying, on some old, you're probably replicant type shit. But then Deckard was like, nah, fuck that. I know who I am. I know what's real. I'm real, motherfucker. I'm not this robot shit. I'm not a replicant. So Deckard believes he's real. And they try to throw you off and throw a little, but I mean, there's no concrete answer. I'm gonna say nigga's not a replicant. He's not a replicant because two replicants having a baby. No. I believe it's human that got with a replicant and she got pregnant. That's what it is. Decker's human. Bracy was a replicant. They got together, had the kid. Boom. That's what it was.
If they were both replicants, it would be nearly impossible.
I mean, I'm not gonna say it's nearly impossible because if a replicant can give birth, then who knows what can happen.
Then a male replicant can. Yeah.
I mean, that theoretically it would be possible, but I'm gonna say the nigga's not a replicant, and they don't address shit anyway. I mean, they don't give a concrete answer. They address it. It's brought up, and he tried to throw you off, but then Deck was like, nah, fuck that. That's bullshit. I'm real. So I'm gonna go with that. The nigga's real. He's a human. So I mean, when he get brought into the situation, then shit start ramping up, and all kinds of other shit happen that I'm not gonna go into. But then you find out other things like, oh shit, that's fucking crazy. Like I thought it was this, but it's not. And so what I'm gonna say in closing, because I'm not gonna give everything away, because this is the movie you gotta experience. This was a fantastic sequel. It felt like a legit sequel. It felt like a legit continuation. It felt like it's legit 20 years later. It felt like it. And you can see it in the world, and you can see that in everything that was in this movie. Fantastic film, fantastic score, fantastic visuals. Yeah. Like, they killed it, yo. They killed it. And out of 5, I gotta give that shit a 5, yo. Now, I know some niggas might say that might be too high. You might be biased. I don't give a shit. I like the shit. I love the shit. Will I see it again? Fuck yes. I'm gonna see the shit. I loved it. Hey. Do I think Blade Runner is the greatest sci-fi movie of all time? No. That Terminator gets that from me. I love Terminator. But Blade Runner is a fantastic movie. I love it.
For me to not have seen the first one and to be damn near almost totally lost, and for me to still enjoy the movie, that says a lot. I'll say it says a lot. So I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. The only reason why I won't give it a 5 is because I didn't have full understanding of the shit.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the original, some things you'll be lost on. I mean, it's still a movie you can see, but you know, the certain clues and callbacks. There was some pretty big callbacks to the first one, cameos and some crazy stuff happened that they some crazy shit happened. That I didn't know they were going to do. They did the thing. I'm like, oh shit, that's crazy. And then they brought. So I'm like, yo, I didn't expect that. And I'm over there snapping. I almost stood up, yo. Like, yo, did they do that? Did they really do that? Did they really? It was crazy, yo. 5 out of 5, yo. 5 bandanas, 5 do-rags, 5 dragon chains, all of that shit, yo. That shit was phenomenal. And I can't wait to see that again. I can't wait till motherfuckers see that shit so we can discuss it and you know, get the theories out and all that. But either way, I love the movie. I love the experience. And it didn't feel like well, I think it was 2 hours and 45 minutes. It didn't feel like that for me. Like, because it just flew the fuck by. It flew by, and I loved every fucking minute of it. Fantastic job. The director of this, he got a perfect track record, yo. His movies is flames. Flames. Arrival, Prisoners, all them joints, fucking flames, yo. Flames. So, day one, we was there. It's well deserving of day one, and I'm gonna say that shit at least 3 more times. And then when the Blu-ray come out, if it got any extra shit on there, I'm grabbing all that shit,
Director's cut commentary.
Yeah, I need all that. I need all of that. Give me that.
Covered my tracks. Scrambled the records. We were being hunted.
By who?
They know you're here.
Damn! Yo,
Damn!
how do you run from that?